When you are factoring the greatest common factor, you are reverse distributing. What you want to do is pull out the common factor that these two numbers both share. Then you're going to write it in front of the parentheses, so it's going to look like a distributive property. So I know that I can pull a 3 out of both of those. Well, what do I multiply 3 by to get 9? What do I multiply 3 by to get negative 6v? And I should be able to distribute through and get back to that original answer. But this is the answer that I'm looking for. So again, I'm pulling out the greatest common factor if they share a variable. Sometimes maybe you'll need to do a factor tree on the side. But if they share a variable, you need to take that out as well. So 20n squared and 10n to the fourth both have a factor of 10n squared. They both have a factor of 10 in the number, and both have at least n squared in terms of the variables. Well, what do I multiply 10n squared by to get 20n squared? I just need 2. 10n squared times, to get negative 10n to the fourth, it's going to be just n squared. And again, if I distribute that through, I should end up with the answer. But I don't want to distribute it through. That would undo what I just did. I want to leave it in this form. So again, sometimes you're going to see variables in them, sometimes you're not. Sometimes it's just going to be a number. If it starts with a negative, always know that you're going to factor out a negative. So what goes into both 28 and 63? Negative 7. That leaves me with 4x plus 9. Negative 7 times positive 9 is negative 63. Here's another one with a factor of 10 in. I pull the 10 out. V cubed minus 2. Again, your answer should always contain a number or a number and a letter in front of a parenthesis. What if there is 3 things? Well, then inside the parenthesis, I'm going to have to make a bigger parenthesis. I'm going to have 3 things left. What can I pull out of all of these? Well, it starts with a negative, so it's definitely going to be a negative. They all have an 8, and they actually all have at least one n. So when I factor that out, I need 3 more n's to get the first term, and then minus, that would be plus, because negative and a positive would be a negative like I want here. I just need 1 more n to get the second term. And then the last one, it's positive. I pulled out a negative, so minus 1, because negative 8n times negative 1 would give me positive 8n. And so then my final answer is there. Let's do one more of those. Look at all of them. What can I take out? Again, it starts with a negative, so I'm going to pull out a negative. Looks like negative 2. So when I divide that by negative 2, I'm going to get positive 4x squared. When I divide this by negative 2, I'm going to get positive 8x. When I divide the 6 by negative 2, I'm going to get negative 3. Below you will find a worksheet. Just enter your answers in the spots below that. If you have any questions, email me.